little structure here that's quite intricate, so I thought I'd go through it bit by bit and try and show why I believe this didn't grow this way. So the main one that's odd is just there, which runs like that. So I think that grew there, but it's now really strangely bent up and around. It's all the way down there. On it is this one, which is clearly pretty old. And is part of a big branch. That big branch is on top of it. So that's been wedged through in there. This one is a partner to it. That one in there. Look at that one. Where does that one come from? Let's have a look at that. There's this one, which comes up here and is between there, and that is it's around that. Comes down here. Another one put through it, which I can only see the end of it moving down there. Comes up here. Really odd tangle. Another one between that one there as well. So there's maybe half a dozen around that hazel tree, which aren't hazel. This is birch. Intricately twisted and bent around that. Very intricately so. Odd. Nature could have done it, I guess. So I don't know if I properly explained this when I was here before, but hence we're back again. So that's growing there. And this end, I think, was probably taken down by that tree that fell at some stage, which explains the archway. This one, again, it's growing here, comes up over this way, down, and that's got a pin on it there. Which I've just lifted. This one, which is a crazy angle, growing here, well and truly trapped under that. And it stressed it at the time, because that's cracked and broken, look. That's pinned by that. So some of these arches are down to a simple scenario where the tree's just grown that way. Others have been forced into that position. That one's been put there. That's how it appears anyway. Sun's just come out, which is glorious. So I'm going to have a little wander in there. So I was here a couple of days ago. Felt really creepy. Today, it's a lot earlier in the day, and it feels nicer. Sun's out, as I say. I'll have a better look. Yeah, that thing. That's pretty baffling, that. How is this lent so on there? Odd. So this is a strange thing, because one of the things that you have to consider is that people are doing these sort of structures. They're creating them for some reason. So, who? I did at one point think that it was people scavenging for firewood. I've done a little bit of research into bushcraft courses and seen that people do spend a little bit of time in the woods and do a survival type of thing, and they'll pile sticks up 6 or 8 feet in length, right down to shorter ones. They'll pile them up against fallen trees like this, for example, for a purpose, and it might be that they're going to just collect the sticks to then use on something else, or that where they're piled is to become a shelter of some sort. But I do not think that this is the case here. And I'm going to try and explain why I think that is. So, this one the Y shape on it, which is really old. So I don't think it's been propped there for too long. This is a lot younger, as is this, and that's feeble. I mean, what are you going to do with that one there? Is that going to become sort of some structure? Well, why? It's pathetic. Another really old one. Another really old one, and that's over the top. And a couple more old bits. There's a lot of forks here. So this one's forked, that one's on top of it, that one's forked. There's obviously these two quite fresh ones over the top of that. That's much fresher and this and this, but that's fresh and appears to be below, although it's actually just at the side. This one's just at the side of this, much older. You see where that snapped off? That's pretty fresh, that branch there, and this much older one's over the top of it. Several. So if you were going to be using these boughs for some sort of bushcraft, they're gnarly. Why would you not use straight ones? Because if they're straight, they're a lot easier to manipulate, you know, to build into something. If they're gnarly, they're awkward, they're cumbersome. They're not going to go into positions you want them in. So why choose those? They certainly didn't get there by themselves. You know, they didn't just blow out of a tree. They've been purposely placed there. For what purpose? There's a nice arch. Let's walk over and investigate it. Try and understand why it's in that position. So this is the end it's growing from. I think it's been like this for some time because it's got shoots going upward, searching for light. It's a holly, as you can see here. And down at this end there's a tangle of stuff on top of it. One, that's the one that's pinning it, this one. But there's others on there too. 1, 2, pinning that holly there. And this is birch. So, hazel. But I think that's a birch. That's a birch. That's a birch. So there are birch in the neighbourhood, right in the neighbourhood. So the holly tree that's arched over has another neighbour right here. Oh, that's a birch, I think. No, it isn't. I don't know what that is. Don't know what that is. Could be a type of ash, perhaps, but I'm not sure. This is it. Somebody will know what that is. But that one's gone straight up. That one hasn't bent over at a radical angle. See this? Well, I see that something's walked through there. Probably a person. So I'm going to follow it. See? Come through that way. Right. That wants to be there. But it was under that. No, it doesn't want to do that on its own. This decomposed tree, it's almost gone. Oh, that's actually a branch of, wow. Oh, yeah, so that's been there forever. Yeah, there's quite a few pathways through this wood, so there's the back of a signpost there, so there must be a pathway just there. There it is. That one. That's wedged in there, tight. There's one end of it. You just see me break the other end of it. Been in there for ages. Could hide in here pretty easily, I think. Stuff's gone on here. Ground's disturbed. Ground is definitely disturbed. Unusual. One, two, it actually grew there, that one. There's a horizontal one in there too. These two certainly didn't grow here. One of them's actually got a fork on it. This one. This one's got a fork on the end, which you can see just up in there. Must have been that old boy with the dogs, did it? Hey. Wow. Look at that. I can't actually see what I'm putting the camera at now. Wonder where the deer went. Big one. So I've had a good hunt through these woods now. I'm not really too sure what to make of them. The far end, where I am now, doesn't seem as active as the bit right next to where I parked. Where I walked in and it was just like immediately there was all sorts. There's far fewer people at this end. I'm not on a path. It's quite open. Footprint, impression type of thing there. Bald patch of earth just there. Bit of a game trail there, look. Here's the main path. Just follow this for a little while and see what happens. Oh yeah. This is a new one. I don't know how it's coming out on the video, but these aren't holes. They don't go underground, they're just depressions. I'd say that was stuffing out of a cuddly toy, or more here. Tissue that somebody's wiped their nose on. Look at that. Isn't that strange? Something's definitely been digging away down there, but I don't see earth that's been removed. You know, it's not like fresh earth on top, which has been excavated from there. Strange. Just depressions in the ground. Anybody else seen things like that before? Apparently the Foo Fighters were spectacular. I haven't got a clue. Don't have a television, so I didn't go to Glastonbury clearly. But I have been to the woods a couple of times. So these woods are close to my home. They're just between the place where I left the apples and the jar of fruit and the place where I left the bottle of grapes and the pig. So they sort of, geographically, they're about a mile apart, those two places, and this place I've just come from is in the centre of those. It's really close to my house. I went there the other day, felt odd, felt creepy, you know, it was just unusual. And a bit of an eerie feel, and it was quite windy, and it's getting on the evening, it's 8 o'clock, so although it wasn't dark, it was darker than it is now, it's 5:30. So I've investigated those woods, I've had a good look through. There were, I think I saw one chap, just one dog walker, which I think is pretty scarce for a Sunday afternoon. I'd have thought there'd be more people out with dogs. I know for a fact there will be at the place where the apples were left. That's just full of people. This place, although it's got pathways, you know, I saw a few the other day, but today just one person. Just one person. Oh. So, as I say, I had a good look through the woods, figured out where everything was, and there were 2 or 3 pockets of excessive manipulation and strangeness going on. But the majority of it was just the woods, you know. So I left a jar of nuts, a variety of nuts, you know, not roasted or salted or anything, just plain nuts. Some monkey nuts, some Brazil nuts, a couple of almonds in there, so not exactly native stuff. And we'll see what happens. I'll leave it there for probably a week. I'll give it a week and go back and have a look and see what I can find. I've got a couple of other woods still to have a look at that I haven't been to yet, that are in the local vicinity, so I can go and check those out. Leave that one fallow, for want of a better word. Leave that one as it is, and go back in a week's time and see what there is going on there. Let's go this way. I wonder if you can see stuff in the background and figure out where I am. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? What's Joe Wiley on about now? No tar. So, thanks again for watching. Hope you're enjoying it. Till next time.